teaching the doctors and the patients yoga for diabetes, yoga for arthritis, yoga for cancer, yoga. So it's therapeutic yoga, not ordinary. So if you want to know therapeutic yoga, you can go to Vasanthi. She is the best person who is able to teach you. All right. She's very, very knowledgeable. And she's the president of Ayurveda Association in Singapore. So whatever you want to know about Ayurveda, she's the best person you can go to. All right. So it's not just about pouring oil and having a good massage. It's more than that. Okay, Vasanthi, besides sleep, can Ayurveda, what else can Ayurveda help? I think what happened, no sound. Can you check your computer? Can you check your computer audio? All right, Vasanthi, besides sleep, what else can Ayurveda help? Something that is very new to her.
Yeah, I understand where your question is coming from, Cecilia. Actually, Ayurveda covers body, mind, emotions, and your true self, your inner self. So it covers the whole aspect. It doesn't see the body as a segment. It's a continuous whole. The body is constantly regenerating and degenerating. So that's why the modern way of looking at the body doesn't apply for Ayurveda. So Ayurveda helps physically, mentally, emotionally, and discovering your true self, where, like you talk about divinity, you are connected to the divine, you're connected to the universe. All these all comes under Ayurveda, because I will share with you later on that Ayurveda means the science of life. Everything about the life from the universe, life about animals, life about plants, and how we are coexisting with the whole universe. That's what Ayurveda is, and how to come to a balance. So how can we achieve a balance with ourselves, in harmony with the universe and in harmony with the ecosystem? So even like the feng shui, the vastu, Ayurveda covers that as well. But my main focus is diet and lifestyle. And under that lifestyle category will also come mind and all those. So can Ayurveda help heal tinnitus?
Tinnitus. Okay, tinnitus is a ringing of the ear. Yeah.
Actually, you will learn later on that Ayurveda is what you call the tinnitus is more a vata disorder. All right. So we have 5 elements. I will talk about it. So one of it is called the movement and drying. The movement leads to a lot of drying that then leads to this synovial, the fluid in the body drying up. Then you have all this problem. But Ayurveda also talks about 6 stages of disease, depending which stage you are at. If you're at the final stage, the 5th stage is where it's manifesting and we go to the doctor. The first 4 stages is actually the wrong flow of the energy. So all of us have this energetic flow in our body. The flow should be normal. We have the flow that's going downwards from your navel down. All these flows should be in a regulated movement. When there's irregularity and aggravation of that irregularity, that's when it leads to what you call dryness, which I will talk about later on. All these then are related to sleep. But today's talk, I am mainly focusing on sleep. Is this a religion?
A very good question for you. Is this a religion?
Yeah, Ayurveda is not a religion at all. You study biology. You study, biology in school. Is that religious at all? If you have a body, if you have eyes to see, if you have nose to breathe, you have ears to hear, it's not religious at all. Ayurveda is like the Chinese traditional medicine. It's very, very practical science that's universal. It's about diet. It's got nothing to do with religion.
Okay. What about Ayurveda to treat eye problem?
Ayurveda can treat so many problems. They have even listed cancer. They have listed HIV. All this in that text. But like I mentioned, that's 6 stages of disease. Which stage are you at? If it's at the stage, the first 4 stage where the energy flow is wrong, you can revert. You can change that energy flow with diet and lifestyle. However, if it's manifested, it's showing up in the body and then it leads to complication, like diabetes has diabetes neuropathy. If it leads to complication, then it may take a longer time to heal, or sometimes it is maintenance. And Ayurveda is actually a very practical science. It says certain diseases cannot be cured And if it cannot cure, it tells the physicians and the people, don't go and lie to another person. All you can do is teach them how to maintain and how to live a very happy life. So quality life is more important
Yes.
rather than just quantity. No point extending when you have so much of pain and all. So it's the
Yes.
quality they look at improving.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock now. We are going to start. Before we get Vasanthi to start, I'm going to give a short introduction. So Vasanthi is the founder and president of Ayurveda Association of Singapore. She's also the director of Energia, Ayurveda and Yoga Private Limited. So she's very, very knowledgeable as far as Ayurveda and yoga is concerned. So she has been teaching therapeutic yoga. Therapeutic yoga for diabetes, yoga for arthritis, yoga for cancer, yoga for cardiovascular problems. So she has different yoga that she actually nurses and the doctors in Taiwan hospital. So she used to travel to Taiwan very often. So don't underestimate her. She can speak Mandarin. Huh? So today's topic is on Ayurveda and restful sleep. Learn how to sleep like a baby the Ayurvedic way. Shall we welcome Vasanthi?
Thank you very much, Varun. Really, I appreciate, you're one of the very rare, unique individual. I would say that I've seen that always you give out a lot of good energy. And
Thank you.
even though you don't know Ayurveda, I would say you're practicing Ayurveda. So to answer that question about that person who asked about religion, well, well, I would say without knowing you are practicing Ayurveda, so there's nothing to do with the religion.
Yes.
Okay, so I shall start. If you have any questions, please feel free to type on the chat box. At the end, I will also answer questions. In between, I'll also ask you questions you can answer on the chat box, and then we make it a little bit more interactive. Now, I'll start with today's quotation. Worrying doesn't take away tomorrow's trouble, it takes away today's peace. All right, so really nothing to worry about. The more you worry, the more you can't sleep. The more you worry, if worrying can solve your problem, then go ahead and worry. But if worrying cannot solve your problem, then don't bother worrying. That's my principle. So let's just start with a very quick awareness breathing. I'd like you to sit in this position with your feet firmly on the ground. Your back is straight and your neck is straight. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your awareness from the tip of your toe all the way. You're going to just move up this way, right? So from your toes to the sole of your feet, to your calf, to your thighs, to the back, your neck, your head, and then downwards, down this way to the top of your thighs and down. So this is actually regulating what we call the vata, the vayu, the energy in your body. You will learn about it later on. So as you are going up, you're going to inhale. As you're going down, you're going to exhale. I will give you first few instructions, after which you're going to do it on your own. All right. So sit comfortably, your back is straight, your feet firmly on the ground. Now close your eyes and gently bring your awareness to your heart region. Observe your breathing. Slowly and gently bring your awareness to your toes. Relax your toes. Breathe normally. We are going to start by exhaling, and when we inhale, we are slowly going to bring our awareness to the top of our head. Mentally prepare yourself. Exhale completely through your nose. Now slowly inhale, bring the awareness from your toes to your heels, to your calves, back of your thighs, your back, to the top of your head. As you exhale, slowly bring your awareness down to your face, your chest, abdomen, thighs, all the way down to your toes. Slowly inhale, bringing your awareness up to your head. Exhale, bring your awareness down to your toes. Slow, deep, regulated breathing. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Do another 3 rounds on your own capacity. Finish your final round. Gently take your awareness to your heart rhythm and move forward. Slowly open your eyes with a twist. This is actually called the beginning part of this relaxation technique, where you bring the awareness of your body, awareness to the different parts of your body. And when you lie down in this position and you do breathe in and breathe out before you go to bed, you will start calming your mind as well. All right, so let's start with today's topic um, on Ayurveda. Now, Ayurveda is actually a huge science. It, just because it is an Indian name doesn't mean it is religious. It covers a huge topic. It talks about the universe. It talks about the animals. It talks about the minerals. It talks about treatment. It talks about your body's health. It talks about your mind. It's a huge science. To become an Ayurveda doctor, you will need minimum 5.5 years to study, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, after which you really need far much more information. Now, just to clarify, I am not an Ayurveda doctor. I've been learning Ayurveda since 2000, and my focus is diet and lifestyle. And Ayurveda makes it very clear. This part is where it talks about the 6 stages of disease. It says that before the disease manifests, if you can take care of diet and lifestyle, including your thoughts, your emotion, disease will not manifest. In the event disease manifests, there are treatment protocols for that. All right. So my focus today will be more mainly on sleep. So Ayurveda covers an entire aspect, and the main theme is to live in harmony with nature and oneself. I need to have my energy intact, in balance. When my energy is in balance, I'm in tune with the universe. That's what Ayurveda says. It's a universal science because it's applying to everybody. The diet is not Indian food. It talks about a certain principle of, say, space and air. So if you have that space and air in a particular food, you look for that space and air. That's what it's all about. So it's a universal science. It talks about animals. It doesn't matter which animal. So it's not vegetarian as well. It's a very practical science. If you have certain muscular dystrophy, then you will need goat meat soup to compensate for that muscle that you are depleting. So it's just a very practical science that talks about health and well-being. Basically covers all aspects of life. So what is Ayurveda? Just like the Chinese medicine, you have the Chinese medicine, the Korean medicine, and all this. Ayurveda, it's the Indian system of medicine. So in biology, we talk about bio, which means life. Logy is the study. So biology is the study of life. Likewise, Ayurveda means Ayu means life. Veda means study, the knowledge. So Ayurveda is the knowledge of life, the study of life. It's not just the human life, it's the ecosystem. It is a vegetarian, it's the whole vegetables, the mineral, the science, the fish, every life. And what kind of food resonates with me? What kind of life I should live to make sure that the energy in the whole universe and in my body is in balance. So it is not about religion, it is not about Indian medicine, it is universal. So the primary focus of Ayurveda is prevention, how to prevent a person from getting disease. So Ayurveda's main focus, what are the things you can do in terms of diet and lifestyle to prevent yourself from falling ill? And in the event you do fall ill, there is a good diet, a good treatment protocol. All right. So the main purpose is to understand Ayurveda from a holistic perspective. So it's a very deep science, just like Chinese medicine, you have the yin and the yang, you have the five elements. Ayurveda also has that. I'm going to try and make it as simple for you, then you can try and understand. But remember, it's deeper. I don't want you after today's class, okay, I now know Ayurveda, I can go and treat other people. Don't. It's only for you to understand. So the five basic principles are what you call space, air, fire, water, and earth. These five principles exist in universe, they exist in us. So in me, the space is all the cavities. The eye cavity, the nose cavity, the lung cavity. So if the cavity is blocked, you can't breathe. If the cavity is blocked, the energy doesn't flow. That's what it means. So if one of the cavities is blocked, you get constipation, right? Air is the movement, the heartbeat, voluntary and involuntary movement. So if a person has Parkinson's, they will say the air aspect is gone off balance. Fire is actually transformation. Though we say fire, we don't have fire, because if we have fire in the body, we all will be dead by now. This fire they're talking about is the capacity to transform. So if you eat banana, banana doesn't come out when you go to the toilet, right? It does come out, you'll have a big problem. It's the capacity of that external material to transform and become the internal material for our body. So I should not be eating what the animal is eating. There are some people say, oh, we should only eat raw food. No, the animal's enzyme and the animal's muscle is very different from the human muscle. That's why the law of the universe has given us this as food for human beings. So I know there are some people who say that we should not cook food because animals do not cook food. We are not animals. We are one step supposedly higher than animals, but sadly we don't behave lah. We are, I would say, the way the human beings sometimes, we fight for toilet paper already. Animals will say, "What is wrong with you?" So I would say I wouldn't not dignify the animal by saying that we are higher than animal. We also have water in our body. The water are all the liquid, the blood, the mucus, the urine, all these things are considered water. So when there's too much of drying, you have dry eyes. You don't have enough water, so to speak. Too much water will then also not give you enough fire for you to digest the food. So everything must be in balance. Finally, the earth is actually not earth per se, but the final matter. That means from gross to subtle, and from subtle to gross. So earth is like the matter. This is the final matter. If you look at a baby, a fetus, it is very liquidy. A sperm and an egg joint, it's very liquidy. It has a lot of movement. It is very liquid state. Finally, it becomes what you call the full grown. That is what we mean by earth. So English actually is very limiting in trying to describe Ayurveda. So when we say earth, we think Mother Earth. No, it is not. It's saying that the matter, E equals mc square. So this is at the energy level 1 and 2, and then slowly going to matter. So that's what it means. Energy and matter are the same. We start with energy, we become matter. From matter, we become energy. So this cycle goes on in our body. All right. So these five principles are known as Pancha Mahabhuta. Pancha means five, Maha means great, Bhuta means something that you cannot see but it's existing as well. So space you can't see, it exists. So this one exists in our body. And these five combine to form what you call dosha. In Chinese medicine, you have yin and yang. In Ayurveda, we have what you call dosha. Don't confuse this with the dosha you have in Little India. That's dosa. Okay, not dosha. We have dosha meaning something that imbalances. So, to make it very simple, the five principles and the doshas, space and air combine to form what you call the vata dosha. There's no English word for it, but all you need to remember for now, it is the principle of movement. Too much of movement leads to drying. We need movement, but too much leads to drying. All right? Then fire and water combine to form what you call pitta. Pitta is the energy that is responsible for transformation. That's transforming everything, even the thoughts. What I'm teaching right now being transformed into like, oh, I see, I understand. That's transformation. But too much of pitta can lead to heat. Then you lead all kind of skin disorders, eczema, pimples, and all those. And water and earth combine to form what we call kapha. Kapha is heavy, it is binding. So even if you take it at a molecular level, two molecules, sodium and chloride, are just moving by themselves. So they are moving, that's vata. When they come together, that's vata because it's moving. They combine, they transform into sodium chloride. They're two individual, right? When they transform into sodium chloride, that's pitta. When they bind and they stay together, that's kapha. Okay, so it is happening even at the molecular level, at the universal level, even at the body level. So when you look at the examples of Vata, Pitta, Kapha at the digestion, when I eat food, just looking at this, I would like you to type your answer and share with me. Share with me now that digestion. When you are eating, the food is in your mouth and you're chewing the food. Is it Vata, Pitta or Kapha? Just looking at the slide. Type only in terms of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Chewing. The food is in your mouth and you're chewing the food.
Movement, vata.
Yes, it's movement, it's vata. Do you understand? The food in your mouth, the carbohydrate gets converted at this point in your mouth. That conversion is what? You can type your answer. You can just type VPK. P for pitta, right. If you don't want to spell out the whole thing, you can, right. So the transformation is pitta. Then it all the liquid comes out, the salivary liquid and all, and then it forms the bolus. The food is separate, right? The noodles all are separate. When you put it, you chew, it becomes a round bolus. That binding, what is it? Vata, Pitta or Kapha? VPK.
Kapha.
Exactly, it's Kapha. When you swallow, the movement, the gulping, Vata, Pitta or Kapha? Kapha. All right. Sorry, the movement.
It's the vata.
Vata. So if elderly people, they have lots of disorders with, swallowing and all that, they say it's the vata. Remember, vata is movement and drying. Okay, too much of movement leads to drying. So that gulping is vata. The peristaltic movement that moves the food down to the stomach, vata. Good. So you're getting the idea, right? The membrane covering that allows the smooth movement. That means there's no friction in the movement. The membrane covering of the esophagus there, when the food goes down, is it vata, pitta, or kapha? The membrane covering.
Vata.
Not the movement, not the movement, the covering. That's giving it the liquidity, the smoothness.
The pitta.
Liquidity is actually kapha, the smoothness. It allows the smooth, there's no friction. We say pitta is transformation. At this point, the food is not being transformed. It's only being traveled, transported down. So the movement, the smoothness, the water and earth, like sand. When you add water to sand, it becomes very liquidy, right? So it allows the smooth movement. When I put oil on the floor, you can slip easily. The movement is smooth. So the membrane allows the smooth movement of the bolus to go into the stomach. So it is kapha. Okay. When the food goes in the stomach, it converts. When it starts breaking down, it converts its pitta. The kapha, the liquid, allows that gooiness to come out. And the movement of the stomach is vata. So in the stomach, there's vata, pitta, kapha happening. Understand? Okay. I know it is interesting, but it is also it'll take some time. So let's try at the cellular level, like I mentioned, when the nutrients are absorbed, once it all passes, flows through the heart into the body, the nutrients all have to go into the cell. When they're entering the cell, which energy is responsible for moving into the cell? Vata, Pitta, or Kapha? Vata, because Vata is the energy that's responsible for moving the nutrients into the cell. Once the nutrient goes into the cell, it converts to energy. That conversion is who is responsible, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha? Pitta, right? And once it converts, it stays, it's heavy. You want the nutrients to stay there and make sure it does all the things that's supposed to do for the cell. The staying power is Kapha, all right? So the same principle will apply even now as I'm teaching, as I'm not teaching, I'm sharing. As I'm saying all this, the information is traveling from my mouth to your ears. That traveling is vata. Then you transform, oh, now I understand. That is pitta. If it stays today, Tomorrow you forget, then it's vata, it's already moving out. If it stays, then you've got good kapha. You understand? So we have vata, pitta, kapha in our body. We have the 5 elements. They must be in balance. And all of us have different percentage. That's why we are unique according to Ayurveda. One solution will not fit for everyone. So if you have more vata, you should eat more kapha food. If you have more pitta, you should eat more vata food or kapha food. If you have more vata, you should eat different type of food. So it's what combination your body is. However, today I'm not discussing that because the focus is mainly on sleep. All right. So all of us have vata, pitta, kapha in our body. Now I would like to ask you, vata is movement. Is sleep, is stress, vata, pitta or kapha? You can type your answer.
Stress.
Pitta? What else? Everyone thinks it's pitta?
Stress.
I
Pitta.
think Colin wrote pitta because probably it gives you anger. Anger is a result of the stress, right? Your pitta comes out because you're very stressed. Your anger is pitta, anything that heat, pitta, right? Actually, stress is vata, right? So I'll explain to you why. And sleep is kapha because you're sleepy, it's heavy, it's down, all right? So using that principle, we will now look at stress and sleep. So my question is, stress good or bad?
Oh, good, got bad. No stress, also no good.
So positive stress is known as eustress. It is needed for the body. So don't think stress is bad. All of us have stress in our life. The body is designed for that purpose. Otherwise, we won't be able to handle situation. Only negative stress is called distress. All right. And disease also comes from this word, dis-ease. You're not at ease. So dis-ease, distress. So if you come home like this, or if you're in your office like this, then you are in what we call undergoing distress. So stress is needed for the body if you can manage it. You cannot manage it if it goes beyond the capacity, it becomes distress. All right. And our body function, the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for regulating our stress. So very quickly, I'm going to give you an example of how stress operates in our body. It is a natural physiology. So in ancient time, we are all like what, 5,000 years ago, God knows when we were created. But, whenever we were created, we had this mechanism to save us from stress. So in ancient time, our stress was tigers, lions, because we were living in those areas, right? The moment the body sees, the eye sees a tiger, a lion, a threat, it sees it as a threat, the body then releases hormones. This hormone is called stress hormone in later. It prepares the body for fight, flight, or freeze. So what happens is the hormones, I've given the stress hormone, they are either adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. The body needs it. Now, once this hormone is released, the heart rate will increase. The heart will start going hard. Why must the heart rate increase? What is the purpose? Why is the body created such? When I see a tiger, a hormone is released. That particular hormone increases my heart rate. Why?
So can run.
Yes, to get ready to run. So if I don't have the heart, the blood has to pump all over. I have need more blood in my muscle and my legs. Leg and head will start running. So you have to have all that. The breathing is increased because of this. The fat and glucose is released for energy. You see, what happens is now we are all under stress but not using that energy. When we are just sitting and then stress, the energy, the fat and glucose release for us to expand, to use the energy. When we don't use it, what happens? It just gets circulated in the body and we get diabetes. So that's why stress leads to diabetes. You should actually expand that, release that sugar out of that body. We also have our eyes getting bigger. When the eyes gets bigger, why? Because I want to see where the tiger is coming from to make sure I go and protect myself. So the universe is very kind. The way it has created the human being, it has given us so much of perfect way of taking care of ourselves, right? So when one thing you need to understand is the immune system is also suppressed at this point because the body has to either prepare itself to run, defend, external defense system or internal defense system. At this point in time, the external defense system has to be activated. So internal defense system is temporarily suspended for a while. So once we run into a cave where the threat is removed, another hormone is released and the body returns to normal. This is what we call a balance of Vata, Pitta, Kapha energy. The movement is normal because at this point the movement was very fast. I had to run, I have to do this. So there's excessive fast movement. That's why the heart is beating fast. That's why all this breathing is fast. So too much of Vata. But then once I'm normal, the Vata is balanced, the Pitta is balanced, and the Kapha is balanced. Get it? Next, you're going to tell me, Vasanthi, why you're talking about tiger, lion, and all. We don't have tiger and lion, yes. But you have other forms of tiger and lion. You have your deadline, your office, your boss, your husband, your wife, your children, your exam. All these are tigers and lions right now for you, right? So I may not be physically running, but mentally I'm running. And the body doesn't care. The body doesn't know whether it's a real tiger or a perceived tiger. It will release all the hormones. So when it releases all the hormones, what happens? Your body will go through all this. Do you understand? When your body goes through all this, you have to come back to normal. Unfortunately, we do not come back to normal. The threat is not removed, so the cycle keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. And when this keeps repeating, your movement is so irregulated, you cannot sleep. Vata is movement. Kapha is sleep. It is rest. So you can't sleep because the Vata is just moving. So Ayurveda says what you do in the day will affect the night. What you do in the night will affect the day. So you have to learn to regulate this movement. So when you don't do this, the thread is not removed, the body will never, never return to normal, and you will have an imbalanced Vata. So is that making it just as simple as possible? All right. So how then do you manage your stress? You have to learn to regulate the movement, the Vata. So you have to manage, the Vata is also called the life force, the Chi, the Prana. This one sustains life. Again, this has nothing to do with religion because all of us have Prana, whether you like it or not, whatever religion you are, you have Prana in your body. You can call it energy, you can call it Chi, you can call it Ki, call it any name, but you do have it in your body. So pranayama is a technique taught in a lot of schools where you learn to regulate your prana. That means I know that I have all this happening. How do I regulate? So pranayama, yama means expanding, regulating, controlling, managing. That's what it means. Pranayama, ayama. So this is what even animals have prana. Even plants have prana. So you cannot say that this is religion. But plants all are not under stress. You know, these animals are never under stress. Dogs are under stress now because of us. We make them wear clothes when they are not meant to wear clothes. We make them wear socks when they are not meant to wear socks. So we put them under stress. But animals in normal setting are never under stress. All right. So you have to understand another reason why I say prana is not breathing is because when the fetus is in the mother's womb, is the fetus breathing through the nose?
No.
No. It is breathing through prana, right? It's getting the food through the mother's umbilical cord, but the breath, it's surviving. The life force is happening through prana, through the chi. So this chi is even there from the time the sperm and the ovum just connects. The chi is there that's allowing the baby to become a baby. All right. So prana should be, when you do prana, when you want to manage your prana, the term is called pranayama. It should be very slow. It should be conscious. So it's not like, okay, Vasanthi say breathing. Okay, now I'm on my phone. Okay, breathing in and out, in and out. There's no consciousness, right? When I say consciousness, your awareness should be on that breath. As the breath comes up and the breath goes down, that's what we mean by conscious breathing. Not watching TV, not being on the phone. Your breathing must be very slow. So it's like, okay, I only got 5 minutes. That's not. That's actually a cleansing breathing. So inhale as much as you can and expand your lungs and then make it very regulated. So if you inhale 2 seconds, exhale 2 seconds. Inhale 3 seconds, exhale 3 seconds. Slowly, slowly, you will realize your exhalation gets longer, because when your exhalation is longer, the carbon dioxide comes out more. But let that be according to your body's capacity. Never force and never hold your breath. Holding breath is taught in some schools, but that you need to stay in an ashram. If you do in this normal lifestyle, it becomes very challenging in the long term. So what I'm going to ask you to do is now feel your own prana. Okay, all of us are going to realize for yourself you have your own prana. So can you see my screen now? I would like you to do, first I will show you the instruction, then later you can start feeling for yourself. You're going to bring your hands together and place it near your chest, but I'm bringing it up here so that you can see on the camera, all right? You bring your hands together and I will give you instructions. I will say gently press, you press and you relax. Press, relax, press, relax 3 times. Then I will say press and then slowly relax and release your palms. So I would like you to release your palm and then I will say gently rotate. So you can see sideways, it is rotating like this, not like this together. Rotate, two separate movements. So gently rotate both your palms, slowly, not in a railway track. Huh? Slowly rotate clockwise, and then I will ask you to turn anti-clockwise. So you turn clockwise, anti-clockwise, and bring it to the center, and then bring it closer and open. Then bring it closer and then open. One more time, bring it closer. Don't close all the way. Don't close the gap. Leave some gap. And then I'll again ask you to rotate and then open and close. Open and bring it closer. During this process, your eyes are closed. Your focus is in between this space here. I would like you to feel. So feel what, just observe my instruction. If you cannot understand, just quickly open your eyes and see what I'm doing. But throughout the process, keep your awareness in this space and see for yourself if you can feel your prana. All right. So let's start there. Bring your palm, keep it near your chest so that you're comfortable. Don't bring it so high, your hand will be painful, right? Bring it comfortable to your chest where you're very relaxed. Close your eyes. Gently press your palms and relax. One more time, press, relax. Feel the palm, press, relax. Gently bring your palms apart, a small space. Give it some gap. And now slowly rotate clockwise. Very slow, gentle movement. Rotate clockwise, observing the feeling between your palm. Now rotate anti-clockwise. Very slow, gentle movement. Bring it to the center. Observe what's happening there in the center. Now slowly bring your palms apart. Open your palms wider and gently bring it closer without closing the gap. Open slightly and gently bring it closer. One more time. Open and close. Again, rotate clockwise slowly, anti-clockwise. Bring it to the center and just do open and closing. Slowly open your eyes. Now, did any of you feel anything?
Yes.
Share.
Yes.
What did you?
Energy is very strong.
So what did you experience? How would you say the energy was strong? What could you feel?
In between, I could feel the energy in between. It's like holding a ball.
Okay, yeah, like you feel like a magnetic thing,
Yes.
right? So this is prana. So okay, if you felt like a ball, that's really very good. That shows you have really very good energy, right? Those of you who didn't feel anything, don't be upset because it's just after work, it's evening. You try it very slowly at, when you have time and you're more relaxed, you can feel it, a magnetic field. So this is called prana. All of us have it. It's nothing to do with religion. The question is, how are you going to use this? I taught my little nephew this technique. He was so excited. He said, I can feel this. Can I kill my sister with this? No, darling, you can't. It's only for positive use. So all of us have this prana. It's about letting this prana flow naturally within us. This is what Ayurveda and yoga are all about. It's not religion at all. Sadly, people have made that into religion. So let's talk about sleep now. Sleep is kapha, earth and water. More earth, more water brings you to a heavy state. So the olfactory nerves is one way of, you will see that when you breathe, it stimulates your brain cells. So we don't know that, but in Ayurveda yoga, they realize that when air passes through, when you breathe out through your mouth and breathe in through your mouth, you are not giving enough oxygen to your brain. But when you breathe through your nose and you breathe out through your nose, you're actually inhaling more oxygen to your nose, to your brains, right? So always try and inhale and exhale as much as you can through your nostril. So there is another breathing technique which you can practice later on. When you inhale, you close one nostril and inhale through the right nostril. Then you close your left nostril and exhale through the left nostril. Then what you do is again inhale from the left and exhale from the right. This balances your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So in Sanskrit, it's called Ida and Pingala. So we also have the terms, but they are not English terms. So they have mentioned all this in ancient times. So when you place your fingers, close one nostril and the other nostril, this alternate nostril breathing, through one nostril you inhale, exhale through one, inhale through right, exhale through left. This is one cycle. Then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. This is two cycle. If you do it very slowly and deeply, you can start regulating your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Your fight and flee and freeze, sympathetic is responsible. Parasympathetic is responsible for rest and digest. When your fight and flee, your sympathetic is too active, your kapha, your vata is too active, you cannot bring kapha into your life. All right. So let's look at the modern discovery, what was discovered in the year 2015 and then mentioned in the World Economic Forum about the brain drainage system. Now, this particular person was saying that when you are sleeping, all the toxins are removed through the brain drainage system. They said that only discovered a couple of years ago. So when you're sleeping, all the toxins come out of your body. So you need to understand, is sleep important or watching TV at night more important? All right. So it's an understanding which is more important to you. When you're sleeping, your memory storage, which is kapha, remember binding, also works. That's when, because we are bombarded with all the sense organs from the eyes, from the ears, and all, the brain has to make sense of it. So only when you're sleeping, the brain will say, okay, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put, you met this person, the person's name is this and all those. It stores. If you don't have proper sleep, you will see your memory starts to go down. So proper sleep is important for memory. And then when you're sleeping, the pitta, the reorganizing also happens. Like a library, the term they use is like a library book, putting it all in proper order. So when you see in terms of vata, pitta, kapha, we also talk about it, but we don't mention that, toxin. We don't say lymphatic, drainage system, but we use other terms. So when you look at one of the Ayurveda quotation that was mentioned 5,000 years ago, this is the textbook of Ayurveda. This teacher says, in human being, happiness and misery, nourishment and depletion, strength and weakness, fertility and infertility, knowledge and ignorance, life and death all depend on proper or improper sleep. So you see how important, even way back then, they found out sleep was very important. So ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, it talks about three pillars of life. The first pillar is food. So Ayurveda has so much of information of diet as well. Ayurveda talks about sleep. Sleep is known as nidra. So when you hear the term yoga nidra, it means yogic sleep. You're not sleeping. You're actually awake, but you're conscious of all the energy in your body. That's what it means. And self-discipline. Look, self-discipline, I think it's something we all need now. If you cannot discipline yourself to go to bed on time, then no amount of lectures, no amount of pillows, no amount of energy is really going to help. We also need to play our part. You see, all these things are very good. The breathing is good, diet is good, all these external things are good, but we have to take responsibility for our own health. That's what Ayurveda says. So Ayurveda say one who manages three pillars properly is guaranteed a full lifespan that will be not cut short by disease. So it's absolutely important. So let's look at sleep. What Ayurveda says just about sleep alone. You know, in modern medicine, they think sleep and day and night are two different activities. It is not. For Ayurveda, they are interrelated and interdependent because it says that what you do in the day affects your night, and how you sleep at night affects your day. So they are interrelated. I cannot say sleep is different, daytime activities are different. No, absolutely interrelated. Interrelated. So the quality and the quantity of your sleep, the quality of your day will determine the quality of your sleep. How you are in your day, what kind of food you eat, what kind of thoughts you have, what kind of emotions you have, all these will have an effect on your sleep. So sleep is not something as soon as I lie down on bed, that's when it happens. No, it starts in the morning when you wake up. When you wake up, that you are actually preparing yourself for sleep as well. Now, we all invest in a lot of things. Invest in shares, we invest in watching TV, we invest in friends, we invest in all this, which is good. But are we investing in sleep? Because the previous slide shows what does sleep do? It removes toxin. It helps you with the memory. And Ayurveda says sleep is actually more important than wake period because during wake period, the body is going through wear and tear. The term it uses is langana. English, we call it catabolic. So the wear and tear, langana means it's reducing. You know, every cell is reducing and regenerating. So wake day, there's more reduction of cells than anabolic, than producing the cells. However, when we are sleeping, that's when the cell actually repairs, according to Ayurveda. That's called Brahmana in Ayurveda term. It is building. All the cells are building. Why you think a little baby, a newborn baby is sleeping most of the time? It is building. It is an anabolic state. It is building, building, building. Elderly person is very tired because they are going through catabolic. They need more rest. That's why they are sleeping. We are at a very good stage to actually start regulating our sleep and the vata. So if we look at the modern way of looking at it, beta waves, you may have heard of all this, right? Beta is the waking state. Our brain waves, this is known as the brain waves. The brain wave is very active. So you can see the vata is irregular here. Vata is movement. So the movement is very irregular because I'm thinking, which is needed because we can't be sleeping 24 hours a day. However, when you go to bed, when you're sleeping, you're starting the alpha. Slowly, you can see how irregular it becomes a bit more regular. Then slowly you go into what you call the theta wave into deep sleep. Then you see the wave gets a little bit more regular. So the vata from irregular is becoming very regular. Ayurveda says the waking state is wear and tear, which is catabolic, which is vata. We still need vata in our life. You need movement of the heartbeat and all, but excessive is what that leads to problem. And deep sleep, Ayurveda says, is kapha. It is anabolic. It is rejuvenating. So I hope that those of you who say, I can't sleep, I must watch TV, I must be on the computer, I must do all this, at least this anabolic, catabolic, your cell destruction, all this will be a wake up call, no pun intended, will be a wake up call for you to actually try some of the tips I'm going to share with you now. It's just a habit. We just have to keep trying. So the tips, I will start with diet. I know you've already done diet, but I am talking from Ayurveda perspective of diet. It's very different because it's customized. Ayurveda say we all have Vata, Pitta, Kapha in different percentage, and based on that, your diet should be to balance that. All right. And there's an age-old Ayurveda proverb: "Food is medicine, medicine is food." So if I take turmeric, now people are all into turmeric. When I take turmeric as a food, that means I put turmeric into my rice. So when I'm cooking 1 teaspoon of turmeric for a people of 8, that is food. But when I take turmeric as a tablet, it becomes medicine. But food should be food. Food should not be medicine. Medicine should only be for a temporary, even in Ayurveda, even though they are herbs, it should be short term. Too much of turmeric can actually cause dryness in you, can lead to a lot of bile flow from your liver. You can lead to jaundice. So Ayurveda is all about balance. It's not about what is good, what is bad. You must balance according to your own Vata, Pitta, Kapha combination in your body. So digestion versus transformation, assimilation is very important. Now the whole world is talking about digestion, but Ayurveda talked about digestion 5,000 years ago, but it didn't say just digestion. Is the food able to transform and assimilate into your body part? If I eat a healthy food, if it's not transforming and becoming the muscle that it's supposed to be, becoming the nerve cell, then it is useless. Do you understand? So this depends on what you call the Agni, the digestive fire. So Vata will make your digestive fire irregular. You must make your digestive fire regular. So it's not just eating healthy food. If I eat brown rice, but I cannot digest it, I cannot assimilate it, I cannot, what will happen is it will block all the cavities. Once it's blocked, the flow will become reversed. Your energy will not be flowing properly. So, baby step diet I'll give you because Ayurveda is also universal science, it is practical. All right. So, the baby step I'm going to give you is if you have to eat heavy meal, do it in the afternoon. Because afternoon is where Ayurveda says your digestive fire is in tandem with the universe fire. The sun is hot, your fire in the body is hot. If really you have to eat heavy meal like meat, all these heavy food, have it during lunchtime because that's when your digestion is peak. Eat at least 4 hours before you go to bed because you want your body to be rejuvenating, to be doing the cell rejuvenation. If you have food in your stomach, the body will not be digesting. The body, sorry, will not be rejuvenating the cells. It will be busy digesting the food. So at least 4 hours before you go to bed. If let's say Vasanthi, I cannot, I must have late dinner. Okay, never mind. We got technique for you also. Try and keep your dinner light. So like porridge, you have Chinese porridge. If you say, Vasanthi, I must have meat, okay, fine, then have light meat. Fish and chicken is easier to digest than red meat. So have red meat in the afternoon. In the evening, try at least maybe say once a week. If you're a die-hard meat eater, once a week you try and have vegetarian food. If you cannot, then at least have light meat, which is fish and chicken, easier to digest than red meat. Also, raw food. I know the whole West is into raw food. They have taken the whole thing out of context. Raw food is not recommended in Ayurveda because of the ability to digest. Raw food takes longer to digest. As it is, Vata is, we are all under stress. The fire is down. When you put raw food, the fire is going to take much longer to digest. So please, as much as you can, avoid raw food. If let's say, okay, Vasanthi, few years have been taken because the Western people say must take raw food, then add pepper. Pepper will help with digestion. Add ginger. Add a little bit of lemon. It will add with the digestion. But try and cut down. But if you have to take raw salad, do it lunchtime, not dinner. Because dinner, you want to let all your digestion happen properly so that you can go to bed. And according to Ayurveda, when you have a lot of raw food, Vata is movement, a lot of movement will lead to drying. Your nervous system will start to dry up. When your nervous system dries up, what happens? Neurological disorders. All right? So regulate your meal time. You say, Basanti, I cannot. At least one meal time. If 1 o'clock is your lunchtime, have your lunchtime 1 o'clock. If dinner, try and have it as much as possible. See, Vasanthi, it's always erratic. Remember, Vata movement is erratic. You have to try and regulate it. So try and regulate your meal time as in, say, if you say 8 o'clock is my meal time, okay, then stick with 8. But then I go to bed 10 o'clock, then slowly start reducing, maybe 7:55 for 1 week. Following week, 7:45. Right? See if you can slowly do it because some people cannot do it immediately. So baby step is what we teach you lah. All right. This is very important. Turn off Wi-Fi. This is Ayurveda principle because Wi-Fi is, I showed you the regulator, the brain movement, right? Every time you have a ping, a message, the Wi-Fi all over, not just you only, but all over getting that, it will deregulate the brain waves. And when everything is totally erratic, the food is not going to be digested. Remember I said fight and flee? One of the thing is your digestive fire goes down because the blood has to go to your muscles for you to run from a situation. There's not enough blood in your core, in your stomach area to digest the food. So if you're under stress, the blood is mostly in the periphery. You're not going to have enough blood to digest the food. So the least you can do is turn off all Wi-Fi, turn off mobile. For 20 minutes, I'm sure we won't die without mobile, right? So make that an effort. And don't watch TV, don't watch your mobile and all when you're eating. This is very important. There is a science behind it. Probably 20 years down the road, they will accept it. But Ayurveda says all these are stimulating. It's just adding more vata to you. You are preparing yourself to sleep. So in the evening, you need to prepare yourself to sleep. So that's for the diet. Now we'll talk about sleep. What are the things you can do in terms of baby steps? So the first thing you want to do is movement. Regulate your sleeping time. So I'll ask you later on what's your sleeping time. If you have irregular sleeping time, you're not going to help yourself. You have to at least have. So if you say Vasanthi late, of course we all have to go to bed early. If say I go to bed 12 o'clock, it's very bad. Try with 11:55. Every day 11:55. Then slowly following week or following month, do 11:50. This is how you can do baby step because suddenly ask you to go to bed at 10 o'clock, nobody can. All right? Go to bed early, if not, like I say, 1 minute before your sleep time. Make that a habit. You can. The mind will not allow. The mind will say, cannot. I cannot go to bed 1 hour earlier. I'm used to going to bed 12 o'clock, but something say 11 o'clock cannot. So that's your mind. You have to learn to manage your mind. Okay, you cannot 1 hour, right? 1 minute can or not. The mind will say, okay, 1 minute can. So you try 1 minute. Once the mind is used to 1 minute, then you trick the mind by giving it 2 minutes. It will also not realize it. Okay, 2 minutes can also. Another one more minute only, but it doesn't see it as 2 minutes, right? So from 12 o'clock, I'm going to bed at 11:55. 1 week later, I'm going to bed at, 11:59. Then I'm going to go to bed at 11:58. The mind will think it's only 1 minute. So the mind won't give you all this problem. The problem we can't sleep is because the mind is not letting us sleep. Prepare your body for sleep. Your body has to sleep, your mind has to sleep. So your mind is part of your body. So the TV, the phone, and all, you have to turn it off. You cannot turn off the TV and then go to bed. Some people can, but most of us can't because it's still in a vata mode. You need to bring it to this state because TV, mobile, bright light, all this in a beta state. If you're in a beta state, you can't go into alpha and sleep and dreamless sleep. Like I said, go to bed specific time every day. Now, if you can't remember, research says 30 to 100, 30 days to 140 days for you to break a habit. So try. Even if it's 1 minute, something is better than nothing. So you may take, I have had students, they are fantastic. Some of them say that, Vasanthi, I tried, and then they even waking up early. They tried waking up 1 minute earlier, and then slowly it went to 2 minutes, and suddenly there was a quantum leap. And one girl was saying, Vasanthi, I was waking up at 6 o'clock. I used to wake up 7:30. After practicing this for 1 month, I started waking up. I don't even need the alarm. My body naturally wakes up. So your body has the natural capacity. The universe is very smart. The fight flight, it's very intelligent. We are the one who have ruined our body's natural rhythm with our lifestyle. So once you put it back into balance, the body will catch up very easily. You see, when we have a cut, what will happen? The body knows how to heal, right? It naturally will heal. So it has all this natural capacity. This is another technique that works. If you can massage, take a little bit of coconut oil and then rub it to create some heat like that. So it has to be a little bit hot, cannot be cold. And then on the tip, massage, circular movement on your head from back, circular top, and then circular bottom. Do this every day and then keep it in your head for about 1 hour and then wash your hair. This is very good because coconut oil is what they call kapha. It also helps with your brains, the memory and all this. Latest research is showing. This is one of Ayurveda's daily routine. Also, just to remind you, when you do this, no aircon, no fan. Aircon and fan is considered vata. Okay, it's drying. You want to let that kapha be there. So stay away from aircon when you're doing this. Wi-Fi, turn off your Wi-Fi at least 30 minutes before you sleep. And when, as soon as you wake up, you see, when we are sleeping, we are either in this deep sleep, alpha state, or we are slowly coming from this level. See, from here, going down, and from down, going up. Now, when you suddenly turn on your brain waves are slowly coming to like, hi, I'm so happy and relaxed. You turn on the mobile already, ding, 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 ding. All this happens. You're sleeping, you are sleeping, and then suddenly, even though it is in silent mode, if it hears a ping, you don't have to hear it. Huh? If a message comes in, your brain waves already going into a sleep state, and then suddenly a message coming, ping, it goes to beta state. Ping goes to beta state. So why? So turn off your mobile, put it in airplane mode. That's what I always do before I go to bed. So brain waves are moving from beta to delta, from delta to beta. It doesn't jump. It moves gradually. So by having the Wi-Fi on, you are creating that sudden jump. There's no gradual. All right. Now I want to ask you another question. Have you seen this experiment where you tune a tuning fork? Somebody hits the tuning fork, there's a sound coming, and then a wine glass shatters. Have you seen this experiment at all? Let's see your chair.
No.
Okay, so this experiment is done in a lot of physics class. Some of you have said yes. So this is called a tuning fork. Tuning fork. So what they do is you will hit the tuning fork and then it vibrates sound. Ting. And if you have a wine glass nearby, the wine glass shatters. The tuning fork doesn't touch the wine glass. The wine glass shatters because of the energy. All right, you can go Google search tuning fork or wine glass shatters. You will see the glass is here, the tuning fork is here. I ting, then the glass vibrates and shatters. So what causes that shatter? The energy which we cannot see. Yes or no? It's this energy that actually shatters that glass. We need to think very, very carefully. What can then this do to my body? What are you hearing? What kind of energy are you putting into your ears, into your eyes regularly that is shattering the cells in your body? That is vibrating and causing all this disturbance in the body. Yes or no? Right? So these are some things we need to think about. So the choice of word is very important. Now, this is again another whole segment. Ayurveda is also about the mind. The choice of word. What kind of words are you listening? Are you like, hey, go to bed, lah, this is the new song, and the child will just have everything shattered. If you have choice of word, darling, you have to do your homework. It's okay, darling. I love you. You haven't got the good marks. Never mind. I still love you. Your marks can come later. I still love you because this energy of kapha is love. If you tell the child you are your marks, oh, why you got 80 marks? 80 marks not good enough. The child vata will go up. No matter what kind of food you give him, the kapha is never going to come down because the energy is shattering all his confidence. The energy is shattering all the cells. So give it a very good energy, a slow, rhythmic, the way you talk with kindness, with consciousness, with love. The child will grow amazingly, beautifully. So in terms of sleep, instead of saying my body is tired, sorry, instead of saying I am tired, you say my body is tired. So the word doesn't go I, it's part of me. You are not tired. The body is tired now, the mind will accept it later on. So if you say I am restless, you actually should say my body is restless versus I am restless. So when you say this, okay, the body, you see that separation. So you don't get too involved in it and then you think you are restless, therefore the body becomes restless. When you learn to separate and observe it, the body can then start listening to the mind. This is one particular herb that is very good for sleep. It's an Ayurvedic herb, but everything is actually should be done in balance. that this is a Chinese name. I don't know if you have seen it. It's a Chinese herb. In Taiwan they call it legongan. It's all over Taiwan. Anywhere you find, you can find this. In Sanskrit, its Indian name is Gotukula. In Malay, it's called Pakok Pagaga. Right? So we have this in Asia. This is one of the best memory enhancer. So if you look at all the Ayurveda properties, which I haven't gone through, it says the taste, the potency. Chinese medicine also talk about potency. It pacifies Vata, Pitta, or Kapha. Now, a lot of research has been done on this particular herb as well as turmeric. Now, this herb actually enhances memory. They did research with some elderly people, and it's used for insomnia to help people sleep. But remember, diet and lifestyle, if your lifestyle and your diet, they say that if you don't change your lifestyle, medicine is of no use. If you don't change your diet, medicine is of no use. So you can take this every single day, you still won't be able to sleep. And Ayurveda talks about potency. You're not supposed to take a medicine, even though it's Ayurvedic, even though it's herbal, you're not supposed to take it for more than 6 months, 3 months or 6 months, depending what type of medicine it is. So you cannot take it forever. You have to have the responsibility of, you know, helping yourself sleep. So the cold potency is something that you have to take into consideration. So you don't take this when you have headache, you don't take it during rainy season, and you don't overdo it. All right, so you can make it as a salad. It's a very bitter leaf. You cut into very thin salad, add some onion, add some vinegar, some sugar, mix into, and then add it as salad. I will end off with my favorite quotation. Watch your thoughts, thoughts become words, watch your words, words become action, action becomes your habit, habits become your character becomes your destiny. So where is your destiny dependent on? Your thoughts. Indirectly, if you flow this whole thing, your thoughts become your destiny. So make an effort. I can go to bed early. I will wake up early. So when you go to bed, just tell yourself, if you're restless, never mind. Another technique I would like to share with you is think of a particular phrase, short phrase, right? Say, I am healthy, I am perfect, I am whole, whatever you want to use. If your mind is chattering all the way, just say that I am healthy, I am perfect, I am healthy. Your mind just needs something. So give the mind that particular sentence to repeat like a mantra. I'm healthy, I'm fine. I'm healthy, I'm relaxed. I'm healthy, I'm relaxed. Mentally repeat that, you will fall asleep. Okay, so with this, I wish you a good night's sleep, and I'll answer all your questions that you have. Let me see. Vata Pitta Kapha.
Is garlic good for your health?
Okay, that's a very good question. Every food is considered good, every food is considered bad, depending on the situation, depending on your body type. So I mentioned Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Pitta is heaty. If you are by nature a heaty person, garlic is not good for you. If you're in a heaty situation, for example, you during summer, you go somewhere, it's very hot and it's summer, and you have garlic during that time, garlic is not good for you. Yeah, so it's always dependent. Ayurveda never gives a one answer. There's so many factors to take into consideration. Um, heat and prickles.
How much garlic per day?
No, garlic is a food. It's not a medicine. So if it's a food, you can use it as food as depending what food you're cooking. Like if it's a garlic pasta, then you have to cut down if you are a pitta body type. If you're a pitta body constitution, then you cut down on garlic. If you're a kapha, you have more water earth elements in your body, you can take more garlic. Vata, it's not.
How do you know your body, whether it's Vata or Kapha or Pitta or what? How do we know? How to measure?
Okay, that one requires a lot of filling up of form. That requires a lot of training. So it took me, when I learned Ayurveda in the year 2000, I also didn't know what was my constitution. Different doctors gave me different answers. When I started learning Ayurveda, I then know, okay, I'm Pitta Kapha. But when I'm aggravated, when I'm traveling and all, Vata gets aggravated. So there's something called your natural constitution and your deviated constitution. This will take probably, 3 lessons or 4 lessons or a whole day. Sometimes my students even, it takes time to digest.
So is Kapha Vata, Pitta, Kapha, is it like a profiling?
It is like a profiling of your specific profiling. So if you have more kapha in your body, which is water and earth, if you have more kapha, then you should cut down the water intake. If a vata person has more air and space, there's not water. The vata person should drink a lot. So let's say minimum is 8 glass. Everybody should take 8 glass of water. So some schools will say 2 liters. No, 2 liters cannot. If you're a kapha person and you're just sedentary lifestyle and not moving, the water will start accumulating. Yeah, so I need to also move. So it depends on your lifestyle as well. If I'm a kappa person, but I'm working in the pizza, I'm working in a farm, I'm always out, then fine, you can take more than 8 glasses. So it is all dependent on what kind of your lifestyle you are leading as well. So never a one standard fits all.
Okay.
So
If I go to bed early but still cannot sleep right away.
okay, let me just answer a few questions that
Yeah.
just before that. Huh? Catherine has asked, so salad is not good. Raw food. If your salad is cooked, if your salad is steamed, it is good. If it's raw salad, it is not good. Once or twice, okay, we say you won't die. But some people, like in America, they take salad every day for food. That will lead to neurological problem. We encounter people with a lot of constipation because salad is air and space. Raw salad. So you have too much of raw salad, raw air and space, it's drying. Then you will have all this problem. I apply extra
I
virgin
thought vegetable is fiber. How can it cause constipation?
too much. No, it is good. You do need that. You do need certain amount, but it has to be cooked. It can cause constipation because I'm affecting my agni. My fire is not digesting it. It has to be digested before it can become fiber. So it goes through the stomach. That's where the digestive fire is. If I eat raw and my digestive fire is very low, it is not digesting it. Then it becomes what you call, it blocks your channel and it's called ama. It leads to toxicity in the long term.
Interesting.
That's the Ayurveda
Different
perspective.
school or thought.
Actually, Chinese medicine also say the same thing. They also
Interesting.
say no raw food.
Okay.
Hmm. So, but let's say you want to take, all right, because you see, when you look at, you also have to look at your where you are staying. Singapore is a hot country. We cannot follow American system where they have winter, where they have summer. You have to follow the system that you are in. So that's where it talks about being in harmony with nature. So those people used to take salads. If you have to take raw food, like I said, you have to make sure the key is the digestion. If your digestion is good, raw food is good, okay for you. So if you look at Japanese food, they add the wasabi. Wasabi what? It stimulates the digestive fire. You end up eating, you can digest the food. So add pepper to your raw salad. Add ginger to your raw salad. Add little bit of lemon. Lemon also is acidic. It will help with the digestion. Then the recipe I gave you just now with that centella herb. If you want to do it raw, you can add some vinegar. Vinegar also helps with the digestion. All right. So you do this little bit to add to it. Add some chili. So this will then help with the digestion. But excessive raw food, just eating the raw vegetable, fruit is not considered raw because fruit is cooked by nature. Nature has cooked it for us. Whereas vegetable, nature has not cooked it for us. We cannot eat it. Animals can. Their enzymes are different in the body. Our human enzyme is different, right? I apply extra virgin coconut oil to my skin. Okay, this is good, but make sure there is no aircon because aircon will constrict. When you apply the oil to your skin, after using the oil, applying the oil, you are supposed to do some activity. You are supposed to sweat it out. Otherwise, the pores will clog up. When the pores clog up, you will start having long-term problem. So no aircon, no fan. After applying the oil, just do some activities, perspire a little bit, and then you're okay. Is garlic good for our health? Okay, so that's what I answered. I used to roast the garlic and eat it daily. For how long have you been doing this, and what is the effect on your body? Unless you're a kapha body type, then it will have no problem for you. Even if I go to bed early, I still cannot go to bed. I can't sleep right away. Okay, then your vata is aggravated. All right. If your vata is aggravated, you have to try some techniques. Sometimes, like I say, what you do in the day will affect the night. It's not, it will take time. If this has been a prolonged thing, it'll take time. If you are a kind of person who can handle milk, if you drink at night before going to bed, you don't have to get up to go toilet, then milk is good because milk is kapha. So in India, the villagers will usually take milk, they boil. Milk is kapha, it's difficult to digest, you must boil it. You cannot drink it cold. Boil it and then let it cool down a little bit. Drink that before going to bed, it will help with sleep. All right. The other thing is the herb that I told you. You take it in the morning, not at night, or you can even buy. I think they have it in Watson, Guardian. I don't know where they have it. You can try, but don't get addicted to it. Right. Your aim is to make yourself go to sleep naturally. So then another technique is repeat something mentally. Last time they say count sheep. I can't count sheep because I become hungry. I want to eat. I want to eat a lamb or something. So you can't count. Then repeat something. I will wake up rested and healthy. I will wake up rested and healthy mentally. So your mind goes somewhere, come back. I will wake up. So you notice sometimes when you play a song, the song is repeating at the back of your mind. Let this start repeating the back of your mind. So, Jaspir, it may or may not take immediately for you to try this technique and go to bed immediately. But Wi-Fi you have to turn off. Don't be on the phone minimum at least 30 minutes, right? I turn off my Wi-Fi usually 8:39. I go to bed about 10, 1 hour later, unless it's absolutely necessary where I need to reply to some urgent situation. You see, the bottom line is this is our health. How much are you willing to invest in your health? Right? So ask yourself, will I die if I turn off the phone at 9 o'clock? Not going to die? Okay, turn it off. Because you're going to get sleep, you're going to have the rejuvenation. It's going to be, anabolic. So think about all this and then don't watch TV. If you really have to watch TV before you go to bed, watch a very nice, soothing, the violent movies all just cut down because again, Vata gets aggravated. So if you plan, I'm going to bed at 11 o'clock, then by 8 o'clock, prepare your body, prepare your mind. Turn off the phone, turn off, have a soft music. If you really have to watch TV, then, now, what's his name? David Attenborough. He's come up with beautiful documentaries. You watch, my father, he had Parkinson's, and when my mother passed on, he was very upset. We put those kind of movies for him, the David Attenborough, the nature and all, he'll be so happily watching. He'll be very calm. His Parkinson's, his hand will shake, but when he watches that, his hands won't shake. So you can see actually it has an effect. So we have to put that effort. If I have dry eyes and watery eyes, should I not eat too much fruits and raw vegetables? You see, Ayurveda talks about 6 stages of disease. When it manifests at the final stage of dry eyes, we don't know what happened at the energy level. What is causing the dry eye? The dry eye, from a modern perspective, is only an eye thing. But Ayurveda says it could be because of your feet, it could be because of the nerves, it could be because of the stomach, it could be because of the liver. So we can't answer the question like that. The Ayurveda physician needs to know why. But there is one very good um, this one. See, I should actually start getting shares in all these companies since I promote. Can you all see this one?
No, blur.
Still? Okay, I will write it out here. It's called Himalaya brand Optacare. I typed the answer for you there. Himalaya brand Optacare. This one has a little bit of honey. Honey is very good when you take it internally, externally. If you take it internally, it is very drying and heaty. But when you have this with your eyes, it actually helps with dry eyes. But again, never get addicted. I only use this when I start having issues. The other thing you can do for dry eye is, again, certain solutions are not one solution fits all. So please try it for yourself and see if it works. A little bit of extra virgin castor oil, right? Take a little bit of castor oil and rub it in your palm and heat it a little bit, and then take the castor oil and rub around here. So castor oil is kapha. So see whether your dryness go away or not. Okay, so try that for maybe a couple of days. If it doesn't cause any problem, you can do it for about 2 weeks and then look at the cause of your problem, the cause of your dry eye. Dry eye doesn't happen like that. Maybe too much on the computer, too much on the mobile, too much on the TV. All these are the ones that causes dry eye. Oh, a lot of questions, huh? How to know what my body type is? I'm sorry, but that will really take a long time. It took me about 3, 4 years before I could understand. And when I understood Ayurveda, I can understand body type. I can tell easily my family number, who is which Ayurveda constitution. I have a question about overnight cold oatmeal. What is overnight cold oatmeal? That you put it overnight?
Put in the fridge.
Or you put it in the fridge? Okay, Ayurveda is simple. That's fine. If you put it in the fridge, you make sure you eat it warm. Heat it up. All food must be warm. This is one principle both Ayurveda and TCM follow. Never have any cold drinks, never have any cold food. Everything should be heated. Everything should be for your body. You're helping your body. Your body said, look, help me. I got this much of digestive fire to digest your food. You help me by putting maximum that much or that much. Then I can digest the food. If you go in overload like that, I cannot help you. That's what the body tells you, basically, simple, right? So if you put it in the fridge, no problem. Next day, just have it, heat it up and have it. I meditated before bedtime, but was so alert and couldn't sleep. Meditation is actually alert. It's very good for you to do it in the morning, right? So you can do breathing technique. Breathe to bring your calm, your vata down. Inhale and exhale. Observe your breathing. Bring your awareness to different parts of your body and relax the different parts of your body and fall asleep. Meditation is actually practice for you to become alert throughout. That means instead of being you are in a beta world, right? The beta state is where we are in the in the waking world, but your mind is in a alpha or a delta state. So you're working in the optimum level. That's what it means. Meditation, you practice meditation, your mind is very calm and you're very alert. Can add hot water to the milk instead of boiling. Milk should be boiled according to Ayurveda because it is heavy in nature. It has earth and water property. When you boil it, you are reducing the water and earth water property. So adding hot water will not, it's not adding the fire the way it's supposed to transform. You see, when you add fire, when you cook, you are transforming the food. So just adding hot milk may not be as effective as boiling it. For this tinnitus, one of the technique, again, depending on your body type, I'm quite careful about giving these techniques. Huh? You take coconut oil and then rub it on your ear. Do this for a few days. Okay, so make it hot, a little bit of coconut oil, warm it up like that, make sure, and then put it over your ear and then inside, rub it inside. It may or may not help you because we don't know at what stage your situation is. You try that and see if it helps you. That's all I can tell for now. My dinner is at 6 p.m. bedtime 10:30. What shall I drink before bedtime? If I drink, it affects my sleep. Running to toilet, I don't drink. See, if your question is my dinner is 6 p.m. bedtime 10:30. If you can sleep at 10:30, you don't have a problem. Don't have to drink. If I drink, it affects my sleep. If I don't eat, I feel hungry. Okay, I had another student doing the same issue. So you will have to come to your body to a natural state. It'll take some time. So you have your dinner at 8, at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you can have something a little bit more heavy. You don't have to have light food. You can have chicken, you can have fish. Because by nature, physiologically, the the urinary system and everything will start shutting down, so to speak, while you're sleeping. By nature, the physiology is when we go to sleep, the urinary system will actually slow down. all this so that we will not be urinating in our sleep, we will not be shitting in our sleep. All this, it's actually naturally slowing down and then going to what they say goes to the mind, and that's when you have dream. That's how Ayurveda explains it. So by nature, we won't be running to the toilet. So you see, if you can try go drinking during after your before your dinner, and then give it some time. Maybe the milk you take it in the morning, the drink that I show you, that herb, you can boil it and then drink that herb as well. Also in the afternoon, maybe 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Some uses mother's breast milk to drop in the eye. Yes, this is actually an Ayurveda and a TCM remedy for child care, right? The mother's breast milk. But the mother must also make sure her food is healthy. If she's eating junk food, the breast milk will be junk milk. Okay, so that's very important. So Ayurveda is taking care of everything. It's not silo. It works as a holistic. When you mention milk, are you referring to fresh milk only? What about powdered milk? Yeah, actually fresh milk. Okay, that's another question. Everybody say where to get fresh milk. We don't have cows, which is true. In ancient time, the milk was good because you never took the milk from a cow that is unhappy. You took the milk from a cow that's very happy. The first 12 days of the milk that actually the cow is giving to the calf, we are not supposed to drink it. Now only science is finding that it's very high in cholesterol. That's why we are having difficulty digesting it. So all these are very, very important in understanding how the whole food is processed. Then the next solution is, Vasanthi, what can I do? I don't have my own cow. So we say no choice lah. So the next step I practice for myself is this. Whatever we have in front of us as food, we just have to accept. So what I do personally is whenever I have the food in front of me, I close my eyes and I thank the universe. I say, thank you very much for giving me this food. Now, my principle, I do believe my parents have passed on, but I believe they're still around and they're taking care of me. I also want to take care of them. So I pray and I say to whoever the creator is, thank you for taking care of my parents. Give them this food or the essence and all. So I give the food first. I offer the food. In Ayurveda, we always have the principle: before you eat, you offer the food to somebody, or they put it in the side to give it to the ants or something like that. Always offer the food to somebody, and then you eat. You give a mental prayer and say, whatever you've given me, I take it. The prana is good. So instill the good prana in it and eat it without fear. Because if you're going to say, where am I going to get raw food? This, that, I can't, you're going to have a lot of stress. So calm, be relaxed, pray and say, this is prana. I leave it to you. Like Varan was saying, I surrender to you. I leave it to you. You decide, you give me the prana and you nourish my body. That's the only thing we can do now with the way they are producing food nowadays.
You cannot say you don't eat.
Yeah, you cannot say you don't eat. You cannot be fearful.
No matter how polluted the food, we still have to eat.
Okay, so this another question is, wow, so many questions coming in. When I think I finished, then
In fact, we have 7 more minutes to go. Actually, I prefer Vasanthi to teach us how to do the breathing.
Okay, so why
The
don't
nostril, right nostril in, left nostril out, you know, that breathing. Why not we use the last 7 minutes to practice a last technique before we close the whole 21-day sleep challenge and on Friday. So why not we learn one last technique instead of just answering questions, yeah?
these questions, will you be able to send it to me? Maybe I'll answer by WhatsApp tomorrow.
Okay, why not?
So can you all see my screen?
Candy, can you copy all the questions and then put in the WhatsApp? Candy, are you there? Okay, sure. Good. So Candy will take all the questions, put in a WhatsApp, and Vasanthi will reply you. So in the meantime, let's learn one more technique, all right? This is
Can you all see my screen?
Pranayama breathing. Okay, together, we do together, yeah?
I will do first round. Well, first listen to my instruction and then we do together. So the instruction is very simple. You inhale through the right nostril, exhale through the left. Then the same nostril you exhale, you inhale, and then you exhale. So this becomes one full cycle. You position your hand like that, your thumb closing one nostril, your fourth finger closing the other nostril. You don't stick it up your nose, huh? You close here, press this gently here, press it gently. Okay? So what I will ask you to do is exhale completely first. If you're right-handed, use your thumb. If not, you use the other side. So from the thumb closing your right nostril, inhale from left, close left, open right, exhale from right. Inhale from right, close right, open left, exhale from left. Inhale from left, close left, open right, exhale from right. Inhale from right, close right, open left, exhale from left. One more time, inhale from left, close left, open right, exhale. Inhale from right, close right, open left, exhale from left. Do one more cycle on your own capacity according to your own body's breathing. This is one technique you can definitely practice before going to bed.
Yes.
To balance
It
your
will stimulate the parasympathetic and sympathetic nerve, and that's where you relax your nervous system and help you to relax and get to sleep, get ready to sleep. All right. So we have 4 more minutes to go. Is there any other questions that you want to ask? You want to unmute yourself to ask Vasanthi? We have 4 more minutes to go, and before we call it a day so that you can sleep early tonight. All right. What is the best time to sleep? 10 p.m.
For me, I go to bed at 10. I go to my bedroom at 9. I go to bed 9:30, 10. I say I probably am the only Singaporean who goes to bed around that time. No, but okay. So some of you say going to bed. Actually, Ayurveda say you should go to bed. You should put yourself in rhythm with the moon, with the night, right? Because of all this light that we have, we are now keeping ourselves awake. If you're not used to going to bed so early, at least don't be on the phone, don't be on the mobile, do something else, read a book, have a family conversation, don't scold, huh? Don't shout at one another, have a nice family conversation, have a loving kappa time. All right. So do that, prepare yourself for sleep.
Yes. Yes. All right. We have 3 more minutes to go. Is there any other burning questions that you want to ask Vasanthi? If not, Vasanthi is going to reply you in 21-day sleep challenge, that group chat, so that everybody can read about it. And this whole video will be recorded, so you can revisit the video again. All right. Keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. Now, Vasanthi also have a lot of courses. Do you want to share about your courses?
Oh, I do the Ayurveda foundation course. So I'm right now doing with the Taiwan group. I completed the foundation course. It's online. And then I do the Ayurveda foundation nutrition course. So my courses are in English, and then the lady in Taiwan translates in Chinese. So it's English sentence, like today's talk will be like one sentence in English followed by Chinese, English, Chinese. So I'm doing the nutrition now. So the next module, the next class for the foundation will start probably in after I move house, probably in September. Yeah,
Right.
around August, around there.
September. Now it's only March, Vasanthi.
Yeah, I know, because I'm doing it 3 modules. I've
Ah,
already got my students, so we are doing every Sunday. Unless weekday is something that people like, then I may want to do one just in English. If I have enough students, I may just do one on weekday, like this evening, like every 2 hours. So
yep.
that's a certification foundation course.
Yeah. Vasanthi also has a group chat. So if you want to know more about Ayurveda, you can actually go to Vasanthi's group chat. Yeah, so she will update all her classes, all her courses, all her talks in that group chat. All right. Ujiwala has a group chat as well. So if you are interested in diet, you go to Ujiwala's group chat. You are interested in Ayurveda, go to Vasanthi's group chat. All right. So we all share information. We learn from every speaker. So all these speakers that we engage, who come together, they are all experts. We call them the experts. All right. So you're very blessed. Now it's already 8:30. So we want to thank all of you for attending to this evening's presentation. And we want to thank Vasanthi for her very insightful sharing about Ayurveda. So together, let's thank Vasanthi, and we say good night to all of you.
Okay, thank you very much for attending. Your interest really was inspiring. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vasanthi. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.